go up the tube myself. As soon as the crowd stopped clapping, I moved towards my foot. My legs felt good like jelly, about to collapse. The band behind me took a deep breath and sang at the top of my lungs. As soon as the crowd stopped clapping, the whole crowd went wild. I closed my eyes to catch my breath. Here and feel my heart beating fast in my chest. I smiled. I had done it. As soon as the crowd stopped clapping, I opened my eyes. I was in bed in my room. Of course I was. This couldn't be real. Well, not just yet. I moved over to my guitar and plugged the string. Not just yet. I love my family a lot. There's one person who's really true. You want to know who? My dad. My dad is an amazing person. He is truly genius. He taught me how to be a brave, strong, and independent girl. He also taught me how to have a lot myself. He was about 16 years old when he came to America to study. My grandfather paid enough to live up to 6 years. After that, he had a regular job in the family. He worked 24/7. First he went to university, then he went to his apartment to study, and after that, he had a job at home. He faced a lot of obstacles, but he was brave enough to succeed. I've learned many life lessons from my dad, such as when he was a child, he never argued or showed how to teach his elders. He respected his elders, and he also cared for them. That's why right now he has so much love. Right now, he's a superhero for me. Whenever I think of him, he reminds me of Captain America. Brave, strong, independent, and good-looking person. Oh, and since I'm the only daughter in the family, he loves me more than anyone in my family. Because of my dad, I'm brave, strong, and independent. I also have a lot of discipline. I have the best dad in the world who has changed my life a lot. Food smacking around in your wide open mouth. Other guests clinching inside with every single bite. Come on, is that really necessary? Do you have to chew with your mouth open? No one, and I mean no one, wants to see that. Especially if they're sitting right in front of you, enjoying their food, deep in conversation. Trust me, all they can focus on is your mouth. It's not pretty, it's annoying and gross. All you have to do is put your food in your mouth, close your mouth, and chew. With your lips sealed together, the whole time. I already learned about the digestive system in school. I do not need a realistic visual during dinner. I know, your food is probably delicious, but I do not want to see you chewing it. Break that habit. Please, just chew with your mouth closed. Just save your food. In peace. It was the final minutes of the soccer game, and it was up to me to score the all-important penalty kick. The pressure was on, and I had a feeling this wasn't going to end well. I took 3 big steps back and 2 steps to the left. The suspense was killing me. Then the referee blew his whistle, signaling that I could now take the penalty kick. I ran up, kicked the ball, and missed! How could I miss? My team stared at me in shock. A feeling of regret now churned through my body. I felt like I wanted to go back and have retake the penalty kick, but it was too little and too late. The next couple of days, I was too embarrassed to even play soccer. Finally, I got the guts to go to my soccer practice, and no one was mad at me. Yes! One thing is for sure, though, I won't be taking a penalty again for a long time. Well, at least for a little while.
There's a little animal that drives me nuts every day. It's loud and it's crazy, and it never leaves my side. It's strong and obnoxious, but it's not the smartest thing. I try to stay away from it, and I'm pleased. But from personal experience, I wouldn't leave your shoe lying around. And the funny thing is, it doesn't care what others think. I wouldn't be surprised if it drove me crazy till I died. And sometimes I'll just walk away, but it just follows me. And if I could, I'd hide away, but I know it would find me. Its laugh is completely annoying. It drives me crazy when I hear it. And it doesn't bug me just a little. It bugs me every single day. But yet, at the end of the day, I wish it would go away, even though it's my brother.
Have you ever gone somewhere when you were short or a little kid? Well, I have. I was 9 years old when I was very short, and I was going forward for a cheer competition. I got into one of the roller coaster lines, and they said I was too short. That stinks, I thought to myself. Then I went to another one, and they said, oh, no, you were way too short. Sorry. So I had to wait because my mom, dad, and older brother got to go on. As made a huge difference, whether it be a family member, a friend, a teacher, or someone else. Everyone has someone who cares about them and tries to help us. Miss McClung is my son. She shows that she cares and has changed my life by being caring, funny, and an awesome teacher. First, Miss McClung is caring. She shows that she cares about us and is constantly giving us notes to help us on what we work on. For Annie Jr., she works very, very, very hard in her free time to move the production along. Whether it be sets, props, costumes, or makeup, she showed she cared very much about us and our production. Second, Miss McClung is funny. Sometimes she'll show us what we did if we messed something up. It's funny to watch her try to entertain us. She has funny jokes and enjoys having a good time being creative. Last but not least, Miss McClung is an awesome teacher. She tells us things to help us in class. She encourages us to try out new plays and tell us from the other ones so we can go see off. Long story short, Miss McClung is the best teacher I've ever had. She's made my year better by being caring, funny, and awesome. I love you, Miss McClung.
You know when you get in a fight with your little brother, you get mad at them, but think of the good times you had together. Now we all get in a fight with our little brother, and that's okay. Just not like stay mad at them. Because if you don't love him, and he will love you. Later on, you little brother will rip apart. So think of the good times you had together. Playing video games together, traveling together, playing hockey together. What's all those things have in common? Together. So think of the good times we had together. Now me and my brother are going to be closer than ever.
Oh no, it's April, and the songstress is here. I think I'm going to throw up. Everywhere I go, it's the same talk at school. The teachers are telling us to do a test. They have prep rallies and practice them. At home, I'm always freaking out. All she says is, are you ready? Take your time. Check your info. Don't be in a hurry. I blame my situation on the person who made this test. He probably said, let's make the kids miserable for 4 hours and let's not give them 1 day but 2. Thank goodness it's over.
I remember the day when I first heard that little cry come out from a small white blanket, and I knew that on that day, my little sister had come to the world. It all started on June 1st, 2007, when I had gone to the hospital where my mother was having a C-section. I was so happy, scared, and excited, all at the same time, because I knew that on that day, my best friend would be born. I went inside the room where she was sleeping and peeked inside her tiny little blanket, and that's when I saw her little face peering back at me. I had never forgotten the look that I saw on her when I first met her, and I never will. To this day, I still remember the birth of my baby sister. She was like an angel to me then, and she still is an angel to me now.
You know that feeling when your bone just practically falls out of your arm? No? Really? Well, I'll explain. But first, let me warn you, tumbling in a place like Jump Street is not, I repeat, not something to be taken lightly. Besides, handsprings and backflips are only so much fun before the bone in your left arm is cracked in your skin. Yeah. Anyway, here's how it all went down. I was walking, minding my own business, like you do, when bam, out of the corner of my eye, a body flips and flies past me. So, amazed, jealous, and determined-minded, I proudly stepped on the trampoline nearby. I started to jump, getting higher and higher with each bounce. 1, 2, 3, crack! Long story short, starting your summer in the ER and ending it in a sling is not the way to do it. Let me tell you that much. Lesson learned, trampolines and amateurs, not such a great mix.
Do you know how long I had to wait to get a dog? Almost my whole life. My whole life I begged and begged my parents for a dog, but they always said no. The next day, I came home from school, and my mom said, let's go to Sonic. While walking to the car, I saw my dad drive up to the house, and I looked through the window, and I saw a white fur ball. I looked into her eyes, and she looked into mine, and I knew we would be best buddies forever. The next day, we had a family meeting, and we decided to name her Beatrix. Her nicknames are the Beast, Bee, Beezer, Beezy, Beeza, and the Vampire Dog. That's
Have you ever gotten lost in your own neighborhood? Well, sadly, I I decided to wander off onto some other street. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I guess I decided on an adventure. So I kept on going in one direction until eventually I was lost. So I did what all 8-year-old kids do when they're lost. I lied down on the side street and I started bawling. I cried for what seemed like forever and I decided to be a man. I got up and I rode to where I thought my house was. I searched and I searched and I searched until eventually I gave up again and started crying. About 5 minutes later, I see my grandpa turn the corner on his bike. I was saved! He got me off of the bike and guided me home. I sat down with full relief. In that incident, I learned to follow the path, and I also learned my address.
Have you ever been run over by a car? Well, chances are that you probably have. After an exciting Raiders game, my family and I walked back to our car. That's when my brother tripped in the parking lot. He went down in pain. He did not know what was coming next. A car behind him rolled over his arm. He was terrified. Then he started screaming under the hood. And my dad came and he banged on the driver window, trying to tell him that his car was parked on my brother's arm. Finally, he backed out and my brother was released. Then the paramedics came and they analyzed his arm. To my surprise, there was only a bruise. I was amazed at how his arm was okay and there wasn't a break. I'm glad my brother survived his catastrophic accident, but who knows what will happen next time.
It all started when I was 5 weeks old. I was rushed into the operating room because my stupid aorta was the size of an adult, and I was only 5 weeks old. I repeat, 5 weeks old. The aorta is the main artery in your body that pumps your blood. There's many things you have to do to prepare for heart surgery. You have to save up lots of money. You have to get all these blood draws, go to all these pre-operation appointments, and yada, yada, yada. But it's hard when your doctor says, okay, that'll be $200,000 for today's operation. And he says it like we can just whip it out of our pocket. No big deal. But I try to see on the bright side of things. Next time you see me, I have a scar down my chest called a zipper. But as I like to say, your scars are your stars.
I before E, except after C. Ooh, I hate that. I was the last 4th grader in this month, but I just had to mess up this year. Every day, every night, I was studying my spelling. I was confident I'd make it to the last round. I made sure to study the more difficult words, because the easy words were well easy. That was a bad idea. Mischief. M-I-S-C-H-I-E-F. It's not that hard to spell, but when you're the very last 4th grader and the whole school's looking at you, it's impossible to mess up. It's not my fault, okay? I wanted to win for the 4th grade, but there was so much pressure that I switched the I to the E. I had a bunch of mixed feelings about that. Angry, sad, ashamed. At the same time, I was happy to do it. Still, to redo that moment is one of my greatest wishes. It's been 2 years since then, and I guess I've gotten over it. Although, I wonder what would have happened if I'd won. The sound of balls sail past the golden smack into the top of the corner. It's funny how one place or things can make your life better just doesn't matter. It's like when you take the first sip of hot chocolate after being in the snow for 3 hours. Just one kiss, one pass, one goal can make everything. The sight of a soccer foot just makes me happy. The thought that in a few minutes I'll be playing on it makes any negative thought in my brain disappear. A soccer foot is my hobby. Do you have that one place that just makes you overjoyed every single time you look at it? Had a black shiny bike. Every kid wanted it. Like Tucson and Dodge and Lee and Ed. So it was me and my cousin. We said, let's go for a ride. I said, okay. I got on my bike. We headed into the street. We come up on a hill. I noticed that my cousin
walks by. And the worst part is, if he gets mad at me after hockey, I get a sweat hug. A sweat hug! And that's the only time he hugs me, when he is drenched in sweat. I have to shower for like 3 hours in a row just to get the smell off. He's been playing since I was born. 11 years. By now, you'd think I got used to it. But no. Every time I smell the monster, I die all over again. My brother may smell, but that doesn't change the fact that he's my brother.
Memories are priceless and never go away. I have one memory that's always going through my head. It was the first time I played goalie. Let me tell you, I was not the best goalie. I couldn't even catch the ball. I simply slapped it to the ground. But I was better than my rest of the teammates. We ended up winning the game. That's when I knew something was up. We lost every game of the season. Then out of nowhere, we beat the best team? What? What really made this my most memorable moment was the praise I got off the game. All I heard was, "That was phenomenal. You're great. Stay on the team." All that has led me up to this moment. That game gave me extreme confidence.
The major grade was due today. It was quite simple to do, I'd say. But when I pick it up right now, I cannot find it anyhow. The only place where it could be. Oh no, someone please help me. It's most likely to be in my room. So therefore, my work is doomed. The horror of this is insane. It's causing me a lot of pain. The stress is overloading, and my brain is now exploding. I may have an idea of my project roadmap, but in that thought, I still have a lot to doubt. I beg, and I pray, and I scream, and I shout, but my homework refuses to come out. I still am searching when the bus is here, unable to find it anywhere. But yet, I remember where I put it, under some blankets, bugs, in that face moment. I'll need a shovel to get it there. But at least I know the end is near. I have uncovered a corner, finally. My burden is off silently. I can't believe my fortune today. Must have been the Lucky Charms I am. I pick it up, and I dust it off. The dirt on it makes me cough. But at least I know my search can quit. Oh wait, I don't think I did it.